What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have some very interesting WWE news for you guys, including the latest on which WWE superstar donated $40,000 to Shad Gaspard's GoFundMe account right around the time that he passed away, and also the latest on which WWE superstar, which former Intercontinental Champion is making a return, as well as and also too, which superstar was initially supposed to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, and also, could we see NXT stars featured on Raw in the crowd tonight? So we kick things off with who was behind the $40,000 donation, and it was none other than John Cena. Yes, the 16-time champion posted an image on his Instagram, and this article in particular, I believe, was posted just yesterday. So shoutouts to Adrian Bishop from What Culture. He posted a photo on John Cena's Instagram, which featured the segment that he had with Crime Time, JBL, and JBL's limo back in Louisiana in 2008. I want to say, I think, was 2008? Yeah, in 2008, where Crime Time and John Cena vandalized JBL's limo. And if you guys didn't watch that segment, you guys really should. That was actually a really cool segment. But the article says it appears that John Cena was indeed behind the generous $40,000 donation to Shad Gaspard's GoFundMe. As reported here earlier today, the seizable pledge was donated by a seemingly anonymous account using the name CTC RIP. So I believe, okay. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what CTC stood for, it stood for Crime Time C Nation. That was the name of the short-lived faction, three-man faction. That they did, I think, for about a week or so. I think for a short while. In characteristically cryptic fashion, through his Instagram account, Cena appeared to confirm the speculation that he was behind the donation by sharing an image of he and Crime Time spraying JBL's limo with the initialism CTC. CTC appears to be a reference to the Crime Time C Nation, the name of a short-lived faction comprising John Cena, Gaspard, and JTG that lasted for a few weeks in 2008 before the Doctor of Thugonomics sustained an injury, nixing the bargaining stable. And I swear these websites keep like going up and down, I swear. While this still isn't an official confirmation of the donor's identity, it is likely close as we are going to get. The report comes just days after the tragic passing of Shad Gaspard, who was only 39, might I add, who also heroically directed lifeguards towards his son after the pair had been carried away by a wave while swimming off Venice Beach last Sunday. Anyone wishing to support the Shad Gaspard Family Fund can contribute to the GoFundMe. Okay, so if you guys do want to donate, I believe you can go to. Let me go to that link. Give me a second. Let me go to the link. Oh, apparently we can't find it. I guess not. Never mind. I believe you guys can go. I think it's GoFundMe.com/Shaq Gaspard. I think I'm not so sure, but if you guys do want to donate, you guys can. I think Shaq Gaspard's wife linked a GoFundMe to a social media. I want to say it was Instagram. I'll have to take a look. But if it was indeed Shaq Gaspard, but if it was indeed John Cena, then he did an amazing job. The dude is so chill. Hold on a second. Let me take a look. It appears that I cannot seem to find it. Yeah, it appears I can't seem to find it, but on his Instagram, maybe, let me see. Never mind. But anyway, I believe it's go. I believe the website is GoFundMe.com/Shaq Gaspard or Shaq Gaspard family. Somewhere along those lines. But I think but if it was indeed John Cena, I think what he did was an amazing thing. It goes to show, you know, how big of an impact John Cena is to WWE. And if you guys are wonder what I'm doing, I'm actually taking out the charger because the battery on my laptop is about to go kaput. So while I am connecting this, there we go. But anyway, again, yeah, I think what Cena, if it was indeed John Cena, I think what he did was just absolutely awesome. It goes to show, you know, what Cena is willing to do, you know, not just for those around him, but for those, you know, who were so close to him, such as such as Crime Time, and it was just incredible. It was just incredible. Anyway, guys. So that being said, now I'm going to be talking about who was originally supposed to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. Now, if you guys remember that pay-per-view, that was the night where Shawn Michaels challenged the Undertaker to one more match. It was streak versus career. If Shawn Michaels won, the streak was done. The streak was over. If the Undertaker won, Shawn Michaels' career was done. And it appears that, and we all know, yes, Shawn Michaels lost. But the initial plan was to actually have Drew McIntyre, the current WWE champion, the initial plan was to have him face off against the Undertaker at that night. In which this was right around the time that Drew McIntyre was getting his foot in WWE. So, shoutouts to Adrian Bishop once again. Let's see. In an interview with BT Sport, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre revealed that he was initially considered to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania during his first run with the company. Excuse me. In a clip released on BT Sport's Twitter, McIntyre explains that he was set to face off against Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, but WWE eventually walked back on the plans, believing that he wasn't ready. Michael McIntyre also stated that upon his arrival in the company at just 22 years old, the WWE CEO told him to only listen to the dead man when it came to wrestling advice. So McIntyre, I believe McIntyre. Yeah. Okay. So this was so this is what McIntyre had to say. He said, quote, the inevitable goal was to have a big match between him and I. Unfortunately, I wasn't ready at the time. Things worked out the way it worked out. I believe it led to, instead of myself and Undertaker, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, the retirement match, which was obviously a phenomenal match. I could not have delivered on that level at that time. The WWE champion also stated that high on his list of priorities upon his return to the company is to have a singles match with the Phenom. I've got my list of things that I've returned to WWE to do. Obviously, number one was to win the championship, which I've done. Wrestling The Undertaker after seeing him at WrestleMania and how good he looked is up there. I know he's capable of doing it, and I want it to happen before he writes off for that last time into the sunset. The news also begs the question if McIntyre was the original intended to be Undertaker's opponent at WrestleMania 26. That was the original plan. What was the original plan for Shawn Michaels? Of course, the legendary rematch that ultimately took place between the pair signaled HBK's retirement. So was Michaels going to have a different opponent for his final match, or did he come to the decision to retire between the two epic bouts? So there was a so if you guys don't know, BT Sports, and this was posted just yesterday as well. So BT Sports, so WWE the official WWE on BT Sport Twitter, they posted a video of sorts of a exclusive interview involving Drew McIntyre, and he talks about the fact that he was supposed to face Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, but mentions the fact that he wasn't ready at that time. And truth be told, I agree. McIntyre was not ready back then. Many people would say that him being champion now, many people would say he's not ready, but the thing is, he's been away from WWE for what? For a few years now? Let's see. He debuted in 2009, and he left in 2014. So he's been away for about three, maybe 4 years. And even now, again, some people say that he's still not ready to be champion. Even Seth Rollins, said that, but I knew that Drew McIntyre was ready to be champion. What was he ready back then? In a way, he kind of was, considering the fact that McIntyre, during his first run in WWE, he became a tag team champion and also an intercontinental champion as well, which begs the question as to whether or not he was ready to be WWE champion during his first run. And honestly, he wasn't. He really wasn't. But do I think that we should see Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre? Absolutely. I would love to see that match. I think it would be an amazing matchup. And I'm kind of curious. To see how that story would play out. Anyway, guys, now a possible return for Sami Zayn in the works. So if you guys don't know, Sami Zayn, basically he refused to compete in WWE with our current state, given the circumstances that we have now. He refused to have to compete or even defend the Intercontinental Championship. So WWE had to strip him of the title, and thus a tournament was was formed. So right now in the tournament, the first round matches were Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, King Corbin versus Elias, and trying to remember who it was. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Sorry, my mind drew a blank there. So now those were the first round matches. The semifinals will be Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles versus Elias. Yes, AJ Styles actually got drafted to SmackDown for a pretty good reason, actually because of that tournament. So according to this article from What Culture, shoutouts to Adrian Bishop, I think was the one that wrote the article. Yeah. He writes in the article, he writes that a report from the Wrestling Observer claims that WWE is planning on having Sami Zayn enter into a feud with the as yet undetermined winner of the Intercontinental Championship tournament upon his return. Zayn has been absent from WWE programming since he defended the title at WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan. It appears that Zayn chose to exercise his option to not continue to compete during the behind closed doors era. That's a funny term. That's actually a funny term. As a result of the current global situation, much to the reported charging of WWE officials. Despite his in-ring absence leading him to be stripped of the title, Zayn has remained active on social media in the ensuing weeks and has declared that he does not consider the stripping of his title legitimate. So he takes to Twitter and he says, "I disagree with the decision, and no matter what anyone says, I am still undefeated and therefore still the Intercontinental Champion." No, he's not a champion. He is just making an ass out of himself, and that's typical Sami Zayn. He makes it. He likes to make an ass out of himself. He did that when he first started becoming a heel, and he's done it now. It wouldn't be surprising if the WWE decides to use Zayn's grievance regarding being stripped of the title in a storyline upon his return. After all, it wouldn't be the first time that a similar angle has been contested over a title, with Shawn Michaels famously proclaiming that he never lost the title in the run-up to his ladder match with Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10. If I remember correctly, there were two Intercontinental Champions, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. I believe Michaels. I believe he was stripped of the title, and there was a tournament. I don't know. I don't know if there was a tournament. You know what? Question of the day. What really happened in that scenario between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon over the Intercontinental Championship? If you guys know the full story, let me know in the comments below. That's the question of the day. What was the story between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon's rivalry over the Intercontinental title? What's the full story? Let me know in the comments below, because I have no idea. The only thing I do know is that the match culminated at WrestleMania 10 in a ladder match, which is so infamous to not just to WWE but to all of professional wrestling, which is incredible. But anyway, to see that, honestly though, I think hearing what Sami Zayn had to say, it's kind of pathetic. It's kind of pathetic because when you think about it, Sami Zayn, don't get me wrong. Sami Zayn is one hell of a crafty WWE superstar. He is, hands down. But given the fact that he's only won given the fact that he's only won 2 titles in WWE, that being the Intercontinental Championship and the NXT Championship, is a testament to what that resume says about Sami Zayn. And yes, he did compete in a couple of Royal Rumble matches in his career. Obviously, his first one was in 2016 when he eliminated Kevin Owens. But given that fact, I think honestly, if we do see a prelude to Michaels versus Ramon, then odds are that Sami Zayn is gonna bring a replica version of the title, and we'll potentially crown a new champion. Would it be Backlash? No, I don't think it would be Backlash because by then we'll probably have already crowned a new champion. Actually, matter of fact, let me check my calendar because I know it's supposed to be on. Because the pay-per-view Backlash is going to be on, I think the 14th. I think it's supposed to be. Let me. Yeah. So right now we are 2 weeks away from NXT TakeOver in your house, but we're less than a month away. We're literally just about a few weeks away from Backlash. So you know what? I think maybe I'm not so sure. We might see that match happen at Backlash. If it does happen, I don't know. I'm biased on this one. But yeah, I think having Sami Zayn, come back to WWE as a prelude to what we saw, for WrestleMania 10, it's possible. It is very possible. All right, you guys. Now I'm going to be talking about the big question, which was announced just today. Could we see NXT stars be featured in the crowd for Monday Night Raw tonight? So shoutouts to Andrew Pollard from What Culture. So how are we doing on time? No, we're doing okay. We're doing all right for now. All right, so I'm gonna try to read this as quickly as I can and just give you guys my thoughts on this. So the article reads: as the wrestling promotions still operate and continue to adapt to the restrictions enforced on them during the most unique of times. The most unique of times. It looks as if WWE is getting set to borrow from AEW's playbook in order to garner a semblance of an atmosphere during this programming. According to Sean Ross Sapp, WWE will be featuring NXT talent in the crowd for this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown. Seriously, laptop, stop going up and down. So John Ross Sapp of Frightful.com, his official Twitter, he posts saying that the plans to bring in a crowd from NXT for Raw and SmackDown, which honestly is not too bad. Former Raw announcer Dio Man reportedly made similar comments on his Twitch stream several days ago. It's believed that the majority of tonight's Raw was actually recorded last week as WWE continues to tinker with its format and schedule on a weekly basis. For those who've been keeping up with All Elite Wrestling with AEW over the past several months, AEW has long been... Come on! Thank you! Has long been using talent to fill the void for a completely empty audience. While this clearly isn't as impressive as a packed-out arena, it's still a far better audience alternative than no crowd interaction whatsoever. Over in AEW, superstars like MJF, Sammy Guevara, and even Austin Gunn have made the most of the opportunity to sit in the crowd and yuck it up as they cheer on their favorites and boo their rivals. And now it appears as if WWE has taken note of this and realized that it could be a viable option to help improve the overall experience of watching Raw or SmackDown, particularly with ratings continuing to sag from week to week. So my thoughts on it, I think it's a great idea. I think it'll be a great way to boost up ratings, not just for Raw and SmackDown, but for NXT as well, given the fact that NXT has been killing it over the last several weeks. Given the fact that we've had so many different takeover matches, from that triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship, given the fact that we saw Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream for the NXT title, and also the debut of Karrion Kross as well, it's incredible. So for NXT stars to be featured as a crowd for Raw and SmackDown this week, I think it's an amazing idea. But guys, those are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that idea, and also answer the question of the day, which is what was the full story between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon over the IC title? Comment below, and that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My links are down in the description. And be sure to check out my sponsors, The Collector Store. Never had a single problem with them. Awesome website, awesome card shop. The link to their website and their address is also in the description below. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.